And then my other topic I had is kind of a touchy subject, but I think that we should discuss it because, it's in today's time, and everyone is wondering, how it's going to become is the mandates being re-implemented back into the Disney parks. Now, I do know on both coasts, between the states of California and Florida, they have different ways of running things, through a business standpoint, through a political standpoint, So I don't know exactly if the mandates would come out the same way, but, at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen. And LA County has already implemented the mask mandate for indoors back for Universal and SeaWorld.
Well, SeaWorld is San Diego County, so it would actually just affect, I believe LA County would only affect Universal.
Universal. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and no news as of right now with Orange County,
right.
Both Orange Counties actually, because lo and behold, Disneyland and Walt Disney World both have an Orange County. So, that's very interesting. So what are your thoughts as far as, do you think that Disney would kind of go backwards in the sense of re-implementing these mandates, or do you think Disney's just going to keep moving forward? And how do you see it?
Well, I think if the states mandate it, Disney's going to play ball. They're going to play ball. Florida, I mean, it's looser out there. Like, are they mandating masks again in Florida?
Based on what Governor DeSantis did, as far as with the, he signed something that cannot, they can make a decision, but it's up to the individual of whether or not they are comfortable with doing so. Now, I don't know how it goes with individual private businesses,
right?
Because then that would be their business. But as far as the state as a whole, that mayors can strongly suggest, but they cannot enforce.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, for me personally, and I can speak just for my personal experience and preference. If the economy stays open, things are open, movie theaters are open, stores are open, dining is open, theme parks are open, and the worst thing I have to do is wear a mask, I'll do it. I don't really care. The mask thing doesn't bother me too much, to be honest with you. Now, I will say this though, there is a caveat. I'm in Southern California. We don't have the humidity and the wetness or the stickiness that Florida has. It's a different situation with the heat than it is in Florida. It might be a lot more uncomfortable and kind of nasty to have a mask on when there's like, 80% humidity and you're dripping wet. I haven't experienced that. For me personally, though, in California, with the masks that you can buy now, the cloth ones are like basically like t-shirt material. They're comfortable. They're fine. If Disney's asking me, hey, wear a mask when you go into the stores, I'll do it. In Florida, though, it is different. I mean, you've been obviously to Orlando. Is it hard with a mask with the humidity? I mean, is it really, really uncomfortable, or is it doable?
I actually experienced with both. My wife and I went to Walt Disney World last October for her birthday, and that's when masks were mandated indoors and outdoors. I was just so happy to be back after that 1 year of the shutdown that I didn't care at that point. And with it being in October, it was hot, but the humidity wasn't overabundance. Now, this past trip of going down in July, we only had to use our mask, if fully vaccinated, only on transportation, which would be the monorail, the Skyliner, and the buses. See, I almost forgot the buses. See, it shows how much I don't really care too much about the buses. I love the Skyliner. So that was the only thing. At the time of just wearing them, it was a short amount of time, so I can't really say it was too much for me. Now, there were days where it was over 90 degrees added with humidity, and we were just soaking, dripping wet of sweat, and we didn't even have our masks on.
Wow.
So I don't know exactly how. We probably would have had to take more breaks, you know. So I mean, if something were to come back, God forbid, I think that they would more so start it indoors than just outdoors and indoors.
Yeah. And yeah, Florida, also another added aspect to the Florida experience is the rain. We don't really get rain in
Yeah, yes.
California. We just don't, unfortunately. I wish we would, because it gets really dry and kind of ugly out here with the dry brush and everything. I wish we would get more rain. Um, but Florida does. They get rain like every day. Like, 5 o'clock, it just torrential downpour every day. So that's another added element aspect to the mask. Like you're wearing a mask and then it's soaking wet from the rain and the humidity. It's different. But look, hey, look, I mean, even if I was in Florida, I would much prefer to have to pony up, wear a mask, than to have to go through another lockdown, shutdown where the parks aren't even open, or I can't go to my local theater, or I can't go to my local restaurant. If the worst of it is just wearing a mask, you know what? I'll man up and do it. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, I hear. Yeah, I think we're all kind of in that same boat that if we had to pick and choose, we would prefer to just mask up in certain designated areas rather than have a complete global shutdown again, where no one can
Exactly.
go anywhere, do anything, and let it be that.